What is up, everyone? All right, today we are starting the week of Stormlight Archive videos in preparation for Rhythm of War. So 1 week, 7 videos. The 7 videos will be this Edgedancer video, an Oathbringer video, a Dawn Shard video, the part 1 video for Rhythm of War. Then I will be taking that Radiant personality quiz. 6 will be some of my predictions for Rhythm of War. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the 7th video. If you have ideas, comment down below. But if no one gives me any ideas, I'll probably just do like a reading order for getting into Sanderson. That seems like a good idea, just because I know many of my viewers don't watch or haven't read Sanderson yet. That seems like a video that I'll have to do at some point anyway. But if you have a better idea more related to Stormlight, or if I think of something else, then I'll do something else. But yes, Edgedancer I finished last weekend. And what did I think? Well, first, I will say you probably shouldn't skip this. You should read it after Words of Radiance. It's not very long. I mean, it's not like a super short story, but it is like a novella. In this, you follow Lift, which is one of the characters in the interludes. And Lift is kind of like a younger, like never grow up type of character. And she has her own spren, and she has a unique sense of humor, I would say. She calls her spren a Voidbringer, which is very noteworthy. And yeah, her goals are kind of unknown, really. But you do know she's kind of like well-traveled, because it said in that interlude that she had been to the place where like the shadows go the wrong way. And that's nowhere near Aesir, which is where that interlude takes place. And then the villain is Darkness, who I believe is a herald. I'm like 99% sure about that. And Darkness is trying to kill Lift, basically. And he's a very like lawful evil type of character, so he always has like the right contracts filled out, and he needs a reason to kill people, Darkness does. So he needs to like find some little crime that they committed. It could be any crime. It could be like jaywalking or something. I should probably take my glasses off. The glare looks atrocious today. So yeah, what did I think of Edgedancer? First of all, Lift is hilarious. Her and her spren just having like very weird and hilarious interactions. Also remember that Lift gets like Stormlight from food, which is very weird. So yeah, she's always looking for food, which is just very funny because like her motives are like not serious. Like Dalinar's are like, unite them. That's the motives. Lift's like, yeah, I just want some food. It's great. So yeah, I just love following around Lift. But the kind of downside is I kind of felt like this was all predictable. Like this felt like almost like a middle grade type thing. In fact, I would love it if I had read this as a 10-year-old, but you can't like really read it without reading like the 2 1,000-page books that come prior to Edgedancer. So it's like in a weird place just because of that. Like one of the main plot twists or whatever, I like immediately messaged someone who had already read this, and I was like, oh, this is what happens. And then they just didn't reply. It's that awkward moment when I ask people in my Discord, hey, is this exactly what happens, before I've read what happens? And they're like, it's like, what do you say to that, you know? But yeah, it's just so fun. There are stories that even if you know what happens, it's still just a fun story. And I think that applies here. Normally, I like a little bit more of like direct motives than what Lift had in my characters. So yeah, I mean, that holds it back a little bit for me, even though I love Lift. I don't know. This is like a 4-star read for me. Like, again, I love Lift, but it felt like she was so unfocused and is just so jovial that I don't want to say it took me out of the story, but it like almost lowered the stakes because she was joking around like too much. Looking back on like Warbreaker and Lightsong, I felt like Lightsong was a little bit like that too, like just too many jokes. I loved Lightsong too. So it's weird. I don't know. Because I like the characters, but I feel like they take something away from the story. Like, I think Serene from Elantris is also pretty funny. Raoden and the Duladin from Elantris, whose name I'm drawing a blank on, they're also funny. And, you know, Shallan as well. Like, these are characters that are funny and have pretty funny personalities and mannerisms and stuff, but they're very focused and like goal oriented, I guess, or I don't know. Their like plots are very complex and their goals are like changing based on their personalities and stuff. Though there is some like character growth with Lift as well. So yeah, I mean, Lift is good. Every chapter, I felt like I was just cracking up, which is always good. And then her Spren as well was just like a different view on like the Spren world, I guess, which is getting more and more interesting for me as I continue on with the series. Definitely not all Spren are the same. You can see that with Pattern and Syl, but when you keep meeting more Spren, that just becomes more apparent. So yeah, what did you think of Edgedancer? You can write spoiler comments if you want. Just mark it as spoiler in the comments, or you can join my Discord and talk with me about it there. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Oathbringer review will be next week, Dawn Shard, and part 1 of Rhythm of War. I'm like one part into Oathbringer, so I like really have to start reading a lot. I think I can make it. I think I can. And I need some good conspiracy theories too. I've got a few that I'm kind of confident about, but Oathbringer could either ruin the conspiracies or like fulfill the like if I'm somehow right on my weird conspiracies, they could be like brought to the forefront in Oathbringer. So yeah, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.